So if you're like a lot of agencies right now, you're starting to put voice AI into your products and offerings. You're starting to try to sell it to local businesses, but you're probably running into a few problems. You're probably finding it a little harder than you thought it would be. Well, we own a multi-million-dollar voice AI company, and we've done this over and over again during our year. We've also owned a marketing agency for over 20 years, and we just did a live event where my business partner, Rahul, who has made over $40 million in agency sales specifically, broke down a foot in the door Ascension model sales process that has helped us close hundreds and hundreds of voice AI deals. So I wanted to bring it to you guys here as always. If you like this and you like other stuff like this, make sure you smash that follow button to subscribe so that you can get these every single week. Without further ado, let's hop over there and get shit done.
Actually, this guy, one of the guys I'm going to call. So I called him live on Facebook. This was probably, I want to say 2.5 years ago. And I was completely hungover as shit, not gonna lie. Like I just did not want to do Savage Saturday that day, but I'm like, consequences of my actions are to deal with it. So I didn't want to not show up. And I didn't have an agenda plan. So I'm like, fuck it. Let me just call somebody. And he wasn't a client at the time. So I just took this monster of what's in high level and I just shrunk it to one thing. And I just decided, something told me in my head, just go with the social planner. Don't fuck around with the pipeline, the database reactivations, because I knew that he started talking about social media. So I just said, hey, what if I gave you something and I have a lifetime deal that can actually auto post for you? So you know how you post on Facebook and then you're like, God dang, I got to go to Instagram now. And then I got to go to YouTube because that's what everybody's telling me. And then at some point you give up because it's like, I'm just a lender. I don't want to I'm not a social media guy, but they don't realize they're doing marketing. They think they're doing a job they want to do. So I just said, all right, let's take your job you don't want to do. Let's automate that shit. And like, I have to ask you now because when a lifetime deal comes along my desk and it doesn't last, I have to get a yes out of you. Are you cool with trusting me that I'll teach you this later or do you want to know it now? And then next thing you know, do it. Now, what did I do? Now we have ability to post and we can post at scale. But what about the post in itself? Are they consistent? So then I just said, hey, later, this was the upsell. This is where my foot in the door is 1,200 one time. My upsell is, well, what if we were to interview you on Zoom? And do you know how like some of those newer, whether you like them or not, but lenders are so active on video and education, right or wrong is not the point. Like them or hate them is not the point. They're doing it and they're taking your business. No, the world doesn't know you have 40 years experience. The world doesn't know that they only have 2. They just admire their content and think they're experts, regardless of how long they've been in business. What if we just put those little kiddos in check and brought a little TED up? And then we did a TED talk. So then it turned into $16,500 upsell. So that's how Ascension, which is or foot in the door, leads back to the Ascension model, which is the core offer here. Now he's on Thinker right now. So let's call Ted with that. Let's see if he answers. So what I'm going to do is he hasn't even been onboarded with Thinker yet. So you're going to see what I'm about to do. And I want to see what you guys take away from this. So for Zoom, if you can't hear the speakerphone, apologies in advance. We'll summarize later. It's going to be hard to get pickup maybe on a Sunday, but I'll double tap them anyways. Double tap means hang up and dial again. Thought it was more important to him. I'll leave a message, but I'm going to call back anyway so you can hear what I'm going to say. And then I want to see if you guys, catch what I'm about to do.
Thanks again for calling. Talk to you soon. Bye. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Ted, Rahul here. Happy Sunday. A thought came to my mind and I have goldfish brain, so I had to just immediately call you. Anyways, I know we have our onboarding for our voice AI coming up this week. So confirm that. I already know you're confirmed, but just double confirm that you're not busy. But then B, after the onboarding, what I want to talk to you about is some other things that may be insightful or helpful for you that I was just kind of thinking about, more stuff we can possibly do. So anyways, I can make those recommendations if you'd like. Let me know. I'm around on Sunday. Have fun. Don't get hit with a softball in your eye. Thanks. Last time he got hit with a softball in his eye and got black eye. So you got to remember those things too. So it creates the relationship. Okay. So now let me break down. Somebody raise your hand. What came out of that voicemail? What was that? What was my goal? That's one goal. Confirming the appointment was one goal. What else did I say on there? Open the door, open the loop for more. And I made it recommendations should you want, right? So it's all on voicemail. So I have a client. So for me to increase my revenue, I can go cold call. In fact, let me bring this out. So this came in my mailbox. What do people normally call this? Yeah, not me. These are leads. These are fucking leads. Everybody, yeah, you want to call home services? Great. Grab the home services magazine. You've got all the home services local. You can use rapport based off proximity. You can meet them. They can trust you. They can like you. You can send them videos. You may even have already run into them and you don't even know it. So that's not junk mail. These are leads. Because why? What are they? Yeah, they're advertising. And what does this cost? Money. Money. When somebody calls this phone number, what are they doing? Not answering the fucking phone, right? Right. So if I called this lady and she doesn't answer the phone and I was actually a buyer, I would say goodbye in this neighborhood to $30,000 in commission because I don't know who she is. I'm not loyal to them and they're not loyal to me. Right. So we don't know each other. So that's the importance of having this technology, which isn't a new cost. It's an investment for the bigger future. Right. If you're going to miss the call, well, why miss the call and give that person that experience? Right. Because if somebody misses my call, if I call her 2-3 times through the week and I don't get a call back, what would happen if I'm their client? They can't answer the goddamn phone to even acquire my business. They should be running to the phone. And they're real estate agents. They put their cell phone saying, call this number, but yet they don't answer. So we can solve that huge, huge problem for them. And then Todd does this part really, really well. The raving fans. So I like this version because it rhymes. Todd's smarter than me, so he has a better one. Buy or refer 3, get it free. But you can only do that on SaaS, or I recommend only doing that on SaaS because if I had if you were my Facebook client, I'm charging you $3,000 a month. I have resources that I pay a bunch of money to work your account. That's costly. That's human resources. We don't know how many calls we have to do every month, every week, every day with this particular thing. So it's very variable. I don't have a control over what it costs me to do an execution of a campaign based on a client, whether it's working or not. They want a result. So when they say jump, we got to kind of say how high because we want to be a people pleaser. We're not that kind of company that says, well, you're only limited to 2 ads. We have a no limit rule because we want to contrast against everybody else. If it don't work, we'll fix it. If it works, let's do more of that. So we don't have any limit when we work with people. But if I said buy or refer 3, get it free, I still have variable costs. I don't have a control over that. But with Thinker or with SaaS or with the like these custom builds that Adam does, and I can recreate snapshots out of these industries niches, then I can do that. Because with setting up a new Thinker account, like you guys, how long did it take you guys to set up an inbound agent once you knew what it was? And then once it's done, it's yours. Go for it. But in this case, I've already done it. It's already up and running. But if you refer me 3, I don't have no more work because I already did that. I already earned that money. So I'm not losing anything. I'm basically saying I got 3 times more revenue by you being my sales rep. Does that make sense? So they're not getting it for free and it costs me money. It's my cost per acquisition to reward that client, right? So if that volume works, if you can get a client and turn them into 3 more clients, you just did marketing, right? You did the best marketing, word of mouth. David, I know you have a bunch of people in the network. Once you get up and running, unless you already are, people are going to refer you like crazy. Like is Augustine listening in here? Augustine, drop a 10 if you're in here. But Augustine does that extremely well with his Kairos, who's tuning in from the Zoom.
Thank you so much for spending the time to watch that amazing training. Like I mentioned previously, my intention is for you not just to watch that training, but if you got something out of it, if you think this information is useful, I want you to continue that journey with us. And you can do that in a couple of ways. One, I want you to smash that subscribe button so that you get notified every single time we put another one of these out, which will be at minimum once to twice per week. The other thing I want you to do is go ahead and click that next video right there beside you so that you can dive in and get shit done. Hope to see you out there.